Welcome. Do you have a compulsive habit that you're trying to get rid of? Fear no more. This channel is judgment free, and we know people just like you, including me. Welcome back to Wealth and Wellness with Grace. On today's episode, you get to hear about my previous shopping addiction. I'm so grateful that I was able to get rid of this bad behavior, y'all. I used to think everything was a sale. That's how bad my addiction was. Everything 5% discount. Everything. I had accumulated so much stuff, junk. And every year, at the end of the year, I'd go through all this junk. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it. But it has tags and tags and tags. Guess what? Most of those things, I haven't gone shopping as much. And I still have them in my closet. So I'm doing much better. And I'm going to share in this video how you can too. The first thing is recognizing that you have a problem. So everything, whatever you're dealing with, guess what? You have to understand what is an addiction. I'm going to give you a definition of an addiction, people. An addiction is a dependency on anything. And this is also a neuropsychological disorder. So it's not normal. It's actually abnormal because you have this tense and intense desire and urge to have that particular thing. You see? So when people say you're addicted to something, you need to remember that's a red flag. Maybe you don't recognize it for yourself, but then if other people can consider it as an addiction, maybe you do have a problem. And this can go for drinking, smoking, sex, whatever it is. So mine was shopping, unfortunately. So I went to Costco yesterday and I was so proud of myself, y'all, to know that actually I overcame this addiction. We passed so many hours of these great things. And as soon as I was like, no. Pass, Grace. We didn't come for that. I had a list and I focused on exactly what I came for. And that's how you can cure that addiction. And then at the end, when I looked at the receipt, only $80 at Costco, and yet sometimes one item costs $100. Those things are expensive. So you have to realize this is a girl who used to go to Costco and I spent $1,000. And then you also think sometimes when I'll go to all these mega shops, when so many people are buying, spending thousands of dollars, filling up their cart, you think you're one of them. Sweetie, you're not. You don't know what's going on in their households. You don't know what they make. Because you stop comparing yourself to those people. You're by yourself. You know your finances. You know whatever is challenging you. So do not compare yourself to nobody. Know that I came for this, and make your list and focus on that list. And then the other thing also, I always remember, is this a want or a need? So before I check out, I literally have to put things back on the shelf. You see, I'm like, want or need? Need stays. The want, 2 seconds has to go back. That's how you have to do it. Because if you want to cure this addiction, you have to do whatever it takes. So also understand the factors that are causing that addiction. Because if you don't know what's causing it, of course you're not going to really understand why you have the addiction. So for me, it was the societal pressures sometimes. You want to look good. You want to be accepted. So you're going to do all these extra things to build up popularity. Guess what? Sometimes we do all those things because we want to feel good emotionally. Figure out what you have going on emotionally, because studies show that your emotions are attached to that addiction. And until you focus on that and understanding what's causing that emotion, that's how you get to fix that addiction. And some signs also that you're an active or serious addict on something can be every day, okay? How much time are you spending on that activity? How much money are you spending on that activity or thing, or you see? And then if you're spending so much money on whatever that is it causing you financial distress? Because that can be a problem. And if it's causing you financial distress, are you able to finally get out of it. Because if you're not able to control yourself enough to get rid of it, then you know you're really addicted to it and you need solutions. Anything can be an addiction. So you have to understand that. Okay, this can be literally anything. So I remember one time I was reading a book and it said that if you cannot get rid of something, you're addicted to that particular thing. So that can be food. You see, sometimes people have food addictions. If you're not able to control yourself enough, like I'm talking about how I'm trying to be vegetarian. So now, if I can't control myself enough to get rid of meat, guess what? I'm addicted to meat. And I'm not going to be addicted to something I don't want to be addicted to because you always have control. And that's what separates you from an animal. You have self-control. At least you should try to have self-control, you see? So I'm working towards my self-control whereby I can resist the urges and do better. So, as a viewer, I know you're wondering, what can I do about it? One is the awareness. That's everything. As soon as you know what your problem is, you see, try to build awareness around it. Start researching about that same topic. And then we can talk about what you can do about it. Because before you're aware of it, you can't do anything. So let's talk about awareness. What do you have? Put it in the chat below. I don't know if you feel comfortable putting whatever addiction you have, unfortunately. But if you feel comfortable and you really want to overcome it and you need help, there's so many groups out there that might have similar challenges like you have. So reach out and start seeking assistance. Second thing is setting a goal and have some boundaries. For me, setting a goal was I can spend such and such, okay? So I'll set a budget on how much I want to spend. And also when I put something or want to purchase something online, because online can be very easy to be addicted. Guess what? You literally on the cart, you can fill the cart so quick, shoot, it's bored. No. So I'll put something online in my cart and I wait 24 hours. If I really, really, really like that item, I purchase it. If I don't, I don't. So most of my items are still in the cart. And most times when that item is no longer on sale and I think they're out of it in stock, guess what? This disappears off on my cart. Takes care of the problem. So that shows me that I did not need it anyway. So knowing that and also putting that boundary. And the other thing is also, like I mentioned before, is it a want or a need? Focus on the needs. You don't need everything. You see, most times they are wants. So focus on the needs that you actually need. And one of the biggest things you can do is developing coping mechanisms. This is also all in the mind. Reaching out to healthy support groups, exercising, sleeping well, and also, most importantly, being around people you emulate to be like. Because if you have this habit and the people you're around have the opposite habit that you're trying to heal from, you're going to try, but it's going to be hard. So pretty much you need to distance yourself. I don't know how you can do that, especially if you live in the same family. Sometimes it's tough, but knowing that, you know what, I don't want this toxic behavior and trying to stay away. I can give a good example how you can do this. I used to live in a household where one of the person was very toxic, like very negative. Everything was a negative. And in fact, I used to call him before on his phone, I'll put negative such and such. Whereby every time he called me, I knew he was going to say something negative. Such that it makes me aware not to, I'm always startled every time he says something negative. I already know what he's going to say. So I don't want that toxic behavior. So I'll let them know, okay, I know you're going to be negative, but I don't want to hear it. And they're like, oh, how did you know? I know your behavior because this has been going on for years. People don't change overnight, especially if they're not willing to change. So I knew their behavior and I had to distance myself from them. And if I had something good going on, I'm not telling it to a negative Nancy. No. So you see, that's the addiction thing. So if you know all these people are addicted, they're drunk, they did all these things that you don't want to be a part of, don't go there. Don't visit. Silence your phone. You see, give yourself an excuse why you can't be there. Last but not least is you gotta change your mindset and also reward yourself in the process. And how can you change your mindset, you may ask? Thank you for asking. Guess what? Being grateful for what you have. Because everything, there's always something good. Today is a great day. You see, my life. You see, we have something to be grateful for. So you always have to remind yourself of that, because most times we are addicted to these things because we are trying to fill a void. We are running away from something. It's a trauma that we don't know about, or something that happened that we're trying to decompress. Guess what? Find out what that is, and guess what? Change your mindset around there by seeking professional help, being around like-minded people, and also rewarding yourself for the good behavior, because that's going to help you continue on the right direction. Thank you for watching. And all of you who are struggling, please reach out, share in the comments below whereby you can seek yourself some assistance. So what can you do today? Thanks for asking. Take the very first step towards your recovery and get rid of those grips that are keeping you in an addiction. Continue liking, subscribing, and please share this with your friends and loved ones. Until next time.